Hey guys, David Bear here from Bear on Marketing, and I just finished posting a new video all about mistakes that you can potentially run into when you are creating webinars. And I realized that the audience that I actually had made this for was an audience of solo entrepreneurs, people who were thinking about getting into the webinar marketing world, but really didn't know much about webinars. And so this was sort of, to aid them in understanding how to build out webinars more effectively for their business. Well, I realized as I had finished putting this together, I just uploaded it to YouTube, that I neglected totally to also include some recommendations on webinar platforms and ones that I liked and didn't like. I had written an article maybe a year ago on this subject, and it got me thinking that I needed to update that article and really talk about some other platforms that I've been using, that I've had good experiences with, and maybe eliminate some of the ones that really were not as relevant anymore from the article. So here is the article. You can find it over on my website, and in fact I'll link it from this video, but it's called How to Choose the Right Webinar Platform. And in this article, I summarized several of them. One of them that I like a lot for marketers and marketing purposes is called Webinar Jam. If you don't know it, go and check it out. And I'll summarize the details here. In fact, if you click over to the article, you'll be able to see. But I talk a little bit about what Webinar Jam is and who it's for. It's not for everybody. It's really focused on marketing. And so go check that out. Easy Webinar is another one that I really had neglected for a while. It's gone through several iterations, and I went in and actually re-reviewed it, and like some of what I see, and its positioning really is that it does a lot of the marketing stuff that Webinar Jam does, but it does it in a cleaner, simpler fashion, doesn't have as many bells and whistles, and makes it a lot easier to deal with many of the simple aspects that maybe if you're not as technically savvy. So now, speaking of not technically savvy, I came across this platform back sometime last year, 2016, when they were doing some beta testing, and I signed up for the beta. I got to dig around inside. Really, really liked it. It is a lot more limited in what it does, and that's okay. That's part of the intent of this platform. It's called Demio, and the idea here is that you're really just looking for a very clean interface that is focused on the end user, the audience's experience. And I really love what they have decided to focus on, because it makes it possible for people who are not comfortable with the technology to dive in and do the webinar thing very effectively without getting distracted by all the bells and whistles, because there are none here, and it's a very clean interface. And then for people who are the viewers, the audience, it's also a very clean interface, and it's easy for interaction, chat, things like that. So Demio is another one that I talk about here in the article, and then I cover several others. Adobe Connect, GoToWebinar, some of the other regular culprits like WebEx, and then a couple of meeting-focused ones like Mega Meeting and OnStream Webinars, which are really focused on enterprise-level meeting-focused type webinars. So that is what you'll find here in this article, How to Choose the Right Webinar Platform. If you're interested, I'll go ahead and leave a link below this video so that you can go and check it out. Thanks so much, and you have a super day.